I, 23M, found out through a friend that my girlfriend, 21F of 3 years, and her current best/childhood friend, 21M, dated for 4 years in high school. I'm ready to end things, but am I overreacting? I'll try to keep it short. I met Nicole 3 years ago around my second year of college. I'm from out of the state. I received a full scholarship to the university that we're currently at, so I didn't have any friends at the time. She was nice and took interest in me pretty quickly, and we started dating. She's told me from the beginning that she had been best friends with this guy, Adam, since they were little, and they were very close, and their families were close, which I was fine with at the time. I'm not really a jealous person, and I'm pretty laid back. Adam seemed like a nice guy, and I thought, who am I to really tell her who she can and can't be friends with? Anyways, they have been close even through the relationship. They go on trips together with their families, they study together, have a few classes together, dinner/lunch, etc., and they have even stayed the night at each other's apartments. It was weird at first, but I trusted her as well as him, and honestly, she always told me ahead of time, so I felt like it was fine, not ideal. It never really affected our relationship. We spent time together, had a great connection, and all that good stuff. Nicole and Adam left on Sunday. They finished finals early or something like that, to head down their family's beach house like 4 hours away from campus. They didn't invite me, but I have some finals left, and then I have summer courses starting nearly immediately after my finals, so I declined so that I could prep for my final 2 courses before I graduate. I met up in the library with one of her friends in my web design class to put some finishing touches on our final project. We get on the topic of relationships, and she was telling me about how, when she started dating her current boyfriend, she made him cut all contact with his ex-girlfriend, even though she wanted to remain close with him. She asked me why I didn't do the same, and I was confused. I didn't understand what she meant, and then she explained/showed me proof that Nicole and Adam dated throughout high school. They also went to prom together. I was pretty lost as to what to do or how to feel. I found out yesterday, and all I could think was that Adam could potentially be screwing my girlfriend at this very moment. I trusted her, but I've never seen exes hang out and be as buddy-buddy as them without hooking up before. As dense as it sounds, I almost can't wrap my head around their level of closeness and not doing it. I talked to my older sister, and she told me I had to calm down and that maybe there was a reason for why they never said anything. She said if I trusted Nicole, before knowing she didn't see why I would suddenly accuse her otherwise, even if her best friend is her ex. But I feel like that logic is so flawed, because my entire foundation of trust for this relationship stemmed from the fact that Adam was her childhood best friend, not her ex. Honestly, if she would have told me before we started dating, I think I probably would have walked away from the relationship. She's a great and nice girl, but getting with someone who is still so heavily involved with their ex is a roller coaster I don't think I would never willingly sign up for. Am I thinking about this the wrong way? Is it crazy that I'm already considering ending the relationship off this, whether she cheated or not? I haven't brought it up to her yet. I want to talk in person rather than on the phone. I'm going to hide the fact that I know until she come back to campus on Friday to spend my birthday weekend with me. But I don't see any logical explanation that will keep me committed. TLDR, I found out my girlfriend of 3 years' current best friend is actually her high school sweetheart. They're childhood friends, however, they are extremely close and regularly spend countlessly hours together and even a night at each other's apartment from time to time and go on family vacations together. I feel betrayed like I should end it, but I just want to see if I'm thinking about this the right way or if I'm still being irrational. Comment by you. The lying is what really makes me just want to leave altogether. Not only her lying, but his lying as well as their families. I met all of them, and none of them have ever said a word about it, though maybe their families don't know. Emotionally invested or not, I'd never be up for having her pick between an Adam or myself. I'm not that type of person. And those ultimatums, in my opinion, never result in anything but more issues. Also, they do have a lot of history. Families are connected. I feel like I'm the one in the wrong for even stepping into her life. I've been thinking about this too much, although I should be studying instead, but I feel like it's either she's loyal and faithful, but knew I wouldn't have even began a relationship with her in the first place, or she's hooking up occasionally, or something of the sort of FWB. Either way, I see it as wrong. If she's loyal, which honestly I think might be the case, then it's wrong of her to omit information and manipulate my choice to begin dating her in the first place. If I had any skeletons in my closet, I would be open and clear about it before I engage in a relationship with someone, letting them make a clear and honest decision about if it was a deal breaker or not. As for getting over it, I don't think I can, or even if I can, I feel like it's almost not worth the effort. I feel like it's going to mess with the dynamic of our relationship, and then I have to deal with her feeling guilty, or always having to check in with me, or sending Adam to talk to me, or any of the other shit that I don't even want to have to deal with. I'm probably saying this out of convenience, but once I finish this summer semester, I'll be finished. I could have a clean break and move back home with my parents for a few months and be on with my life. Update, 3 days later. Nicole showed up Thursday night after my exams to early surprise me for my birthday weekend. We kind of hung out and talked, and I tried my best just to be normal with her. When I asked her about Adam, she was extremely reluctant and borderline defensive to even talk about it. You never brought it up before, why do you want to know about it now? When she realizes I'm not dropping it, she pretty much breaks down and tells me everything. Adam was the one who convinced her not to tell me about their past relationship. The last few guys she tried to talk to were scared off by her being best friends with her ex, and he didn't want me to leave in the same way. It was only supposed to be for a little, while she didn't plan on staying that close to Adam while being in a relationship. Adam's dad was in the process of getting a promotion when Nicole and I started dating, which would move him and his family to the Midwest, but the promotion fell through. She said Adam became more direct once he found out he wasn't leaving, constantly insisting that she hang out with him without me, even to the point where she would be canceling plans with me. For most people, I'm sure that would have been a red flag when your GF canceled on you periodically, but I've been taking 6 to 7 course semesters for the past 2 years in attempts to graduate early and get the most out of scholarship. If I wasn't studying or with Nicole, I always had a million other things I could be catching up on or doing. She blamed me for not setting boundaries or being more strict with her, that eventually she became comfortable with her freedom with him. Adam still has really strong feelings for her, though she said she didn't feel the same way about him. She admitted that Adam over time grew to resent me and became very jealous of our relationship and how effortlessly happy I made her feel. She tells me she never cheated me on despite Adam's advances and flirtation. At this point, she is crying and emotional and extremely desperation. She begs for forgiveness and says that she'll cut all ties from Adam and she won't ever talk to him again or hang out with him anymore. I'm the only person she wants to spend her life with, and a bunch of other ridiculousness I could hardly even listen to. I was angry and probably didn't say it the way I should have, but I told her it was the perpetual lying and deceitfulness which had me so angry, and that was the reason I was breaking up with her. That's pretty much how it ended, with me telling her she could leave. Adam sent some hateful text to me, which I ignored. Yesterday night, I was pretty much an emotional wreck. I felt ashamed/angry at myself for even crying over someone so stupid. But I woke up this morning and I didn't feel nearly as bad as I thought. Spoke to my best friend about it, and he really helped me put it into perspective. I'm going home tonight for my birthday weekend, and then I'll just focus finishing school and finding a job. TLDR, we broke up. It was Adam's idea from the start to hide it all from me. Adam still has strong feelings for her, and when alone would flirt with her. He always secretly resented me for dating Nicole and our happiness. I don't know if she actually physically cheated on me, but last time they did anything sexual was the day before we started dating. I'm glad it's over, and even more glad I don't live in this state. Thanks for the advice. Relevant comments. OOP expands on the timeline. When I first found out about her and her best friend being exes from high school, I was ready to end it immediately with her. I was upset that I got lied to, and even more angry that I had to hear it from a friend and not even her. I took some time and really thought about it, and before I spoke with her last night, I was fully willing to forgive her if her reasoning was to avoid drama or something of the sort. I do believe it's second chances, but trust is something that is hard to win back. But Adam found out 6 months into my relationship with her that his dad wasn't getting promoted and moving on. That's basically 2.5 years for Nicole to take responsibility and separate herself from him, especially if he likes him. Whether she felt the same way or not, in my eyes, it's so wrong to keep hanging out and sleeping over with someone who has such strong feelings for you when you have so. Comes clean. She comes clean only after I confronted her about it. Her original plan was just to never tell me. After the year mark, she told me that she realized she was too deep, and it was the only way. 2. Admit she was wrong. She blamed me for everything. It's my fault for not setting up boundaries and having too much trust in myself and her decision-making skills and accessing what is and isn't appropriate. 3. Is willing to fix it. Not until she knows I'm fucking 100% done with the relationship does this even become an option. She tried to blame me for the entire thing and make me feel guilty as if her hiding this information and me not playing detective and finding out is my fault. Even if I was willing to forgive her and try again, our relationship dynamic is ruined. I don't want to be the controlling boyfriend, and I can't be with someone who I don't trust. Downvoted commenter. I mean, if you really feel like you can't trust her again, I understand where you're coming from with the breakup. I don't know the conversations you guys had, or how much she blamed you for. I do think it's weird that you had so much trust in her, but no longer do, because she kept this from you. Like your sister said, if you were okay with it before you knew they had a previous relationship, I see no problem with it now. Your explanation for point 3 confuses me. Her wanting to fix it is not genuine, because she didn't offer it until she realized you were done. Maybe think about it from her perspective. In her eyes, it was just a small lie, and she never cheated on you. So she didn't think it was a big deal. I would have thought the same as her. Probably why I was so shocked that you broke up with her. OOP. I can't trust her again, as simple as that. I do think it's weird that you had so much trust in her, but no longer do, because she kept this from you. Before this incident and this lie, I had no reason not to trust her. That's how trust works. Once you break someone's trust, they in turn no longer trust you. I saw a quote somewhere about trust takes years to build and only seconds to break, or something like that. Your explanation for point 3 confuses me. Her wanting to fix it is not genuine, because she didn't offer it until she realized you were done. She was going to take this small lie to the grave, which means in the end it wasn't a small lie after all. Any lie you're not willing to confess to pretty much means it's pretty big/important. Otherwise, what's the point of hiding it? Honestly, I was willing to look past the lie if she had any reasonable explanation and make amends, but once she told me that he still had feelings, purposely kept her from hanging out with me, and was actively trying to sabotage our relationship, I was pretty much done. Even if she didn't cheat, the fact that she continued to hang out with and spend the night with a guy who was actively trying to flirt and get in her pants is more than enough reason to walk away from everything. That's like high school level decision making at its finest. Vital info from OOP. It sounds like she really likes you, and she wants to try and make it work. The thing about it is that I really liked her as well. I wanted to make it work more than anything in the world. I really did. It's something that I couldn't really convey in my post, is that I always saw this girl as like my escape away from everything. I've been in study mode since I was 18, and I haven't really had much time for the simple things in life like hanging out with a girlfriend or going out to parties or anything like that. I didn't want a relationship at first because I didn't think I would have the time or be able to time manage properly. When I was busy, I always encouraged her to have fun with her other friends. There was a mutual trust there, especially with Adam. It was rough at first, but eventually she convinced me nothing would happen between them and that he was just a childhood friend. But I made it explicitly clear way back when we started dating. She had concerns about her freedom and being able to do as she wanted, and she wanted to know why I trusted her so much since her other boyfriends didn't, and gave her so much space, and I told her that I had no reason not to trust her. She's my girlfriend after all. All I ask is that you tell me the truth, even if it'll hurt my feelings or get me upset. I realize my school schedule isn't ideal, but I think we can work through just about anything. But I don't think people owe their entire dating history, including people you know in common. I strongly disagree with this statement. If you guys have mutual friends, that's when disclosing pasts are the most important. Especially when you don't disclose your past with someone because you know it'll alter decisions and other aspects of your relationship. That's not cool. On a bunch of levels, omitting to tell someone about a neighbor who you slept with 3 years ago isn't the same as keeping an ex under your Sonos. Maybe if her and Adam saw each other occasionally, or weekly, or monthly, it wouldn't have been a big deal, but when you hang out with someone pretty much 4 to 5 times a week, it becomes a problem. You owe it to your soul to tell them about people you interact with often. Maybe you're different than me and have yourself and your relationship with your soul all figured out, but that's a really big deal in my book. She's being honest about everything that's happened during your relationship. I could no longer trust what happened during our relationship. I didn't know what was truth and what was a lie. However, I spoke with her on today. Actually, she came to visit me at my apartment unannounced, and though we were broken up, she felt the need to tell me more about it. She apologized how she acted, letting her disappointment, shamefulness, and guilt get the better of her. She apologized for Adam's text message and some other things she did. But she did in fact cheat on me. It happened 2 different occasions throughout different parts of our relationship. Every occasion mixed with alcohol and them being alone for the night. All initiated by Adam. They also have kissed, or as she told me, Adam would kiss her frequently on the lips, taking advantage of her. So, based off that alone, I'm 2,000% done. I had my doubts, maybe she really did just lie about them being exes, but when she confirmed that she cheated, that's when I knew I made the right decision to move on. Has it been a roller coaster? Did it affect your relationship in any way before you found out? As for this, all I can say is that ignorance is bliss. Looking back on it now, I can vividly see periods that would have made me question everything, freedoms and things that I was okay with. I would have freaked over. Letting her sleep at his house was a big deal. Having to split my limited free time up with him was a huge issue for me. Despite the cheating and lying, I do care for her, but I can never be with her again. She either has to date Adam or get the fuck away from him, but that's not something I can be a part of right now. Like I told someone else, before I leave back to my hometown for good, maybe I'll sit down with her and give her a new perspective on things. But right now, she can learn on her own.